Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 2019 Volunteer Recognition and Awards Dinner. If there's anyone in this room that I haven't managed to meet already, my name is Emily-Olson-Gault. I'm the director of the ABA Death Penalty Representation Project. We do have a very full program tonight, and so I'm going to keep my welcome remarks brief. I do want to start out by thanking all of tonight's event sponsors, including our Defender-level sponsors, Kroll & Mooring, Skadden, and White & Case. We are immensely grateful for the support of all our donors whose contributions make this evening possible, but also provide critical funding for our support year-round. Thank you also to our ABA colleagues and interns who pitched in to help tonight. And last but not least, thank you so much to my incredible staff, Laura, Callie, and Sylvia, who have put in an immense amount of work to make tonight a success. As most of you know, when we aren't being party planners, my staff and I spend our time working around the country with our partners to address issues with access to counsel and resources for capital defense teams. We engage in technical assistance, training, public education, and systemic advocacy. And of course, we recruit and support pro bono law firms that take on direct representation for people in need. This summer, the project marked a major milestone with our 100th pro bono case finalized with a sentence of less than death. And I want to take just a minute or two to talk about that because it really is a remarkable accomplishment. The vast majority of our volunteers take on these cases at the post-conviction stage when the client has already been sentenced to death. At that stage, everything we know about the criminal justice system is turned on its head. There's no right to counsel. There's no presumption of innocence. And in fact, every presumption is against the prisoner and in favor of keeping the death sentence in place. Everywhere you turn, there are procedural bars. The judge is required to defer to adverse decisions below. And counsel has this crazy obligation to prove what would have happened in this alternate universe where the criminal justice system was functioning as intended. Our pro bono attorneys spend years, sometimes decades, conducting investigations, writing briefs, holding hearings, taking appeals, and finding innovative legal strategies in an attempt to overcome those obstacles and persuade a court that such a serious constitutional violation has occurred that we're going to set aside all those presumptions and overturn the conviction or death sentence. So when we talk about these 100 cases, we are talking about cases where somehow all of that has been achieved, and the decision granting relief has been upheld through any appeals, and that was followed by some subsequent hearing or retrial or agreement with the government, and the client has been resentenced to life or a term of years or even released with evidence of innocence. To have done that even once is really remarkable, and to have done it 100 times over is almost unfathomable. I do want to be clear when I talk about this, and this is really important, that we don't just celebrate the cases that have ended in this way. We celebrate all of our volunteers. As I just described, even in the best of situations, the odds are stacked against our volunteer attorneys from the start in every way. Even sometimes there is simply no path to success, even for the best of attorneys, and even for clients who are truly deserving of relief. But our volunteers fight the fight anyway. They give their clients access to the courts, a voice in the system, and a champion like they have never had before. They give their clients hope and the peace of mind that comes from knowing they are not alone. For that reason, and for so many more, we celebrate every pro bono matter placed with counsel as a victory, and we honor every volunteer attorney who has donated their time and skills to assist someone in need. So when we celebrate 100 cases finalized with a sentence of less than death, we do so not in comparison to cases that have ended differently, but rather in amazement that any have ended that way at all. And we know that without pro bono help, execution would have been a virtual certainty in all of them. These 100 cases are an incredible, tangible example of the power of pro bono representation. But truly, if you look closely, you can find those examples in every case taken by our volunteers. We know that day after day, through victories and defeats, all our volunteers are changing lives and providing access to justice for the most vulnerable among us. So tonight, we gather to celebrate those unparalleled contributions, and we will specially honor 2 firms and 2 individuals who have set the standard for excellence in capital representation.